Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. Okay, so as promised, today we are going to be doing your questions. I know a lot of people had their own questions regarding my last read that I did, and I said that if I got enough people wanting it, that I would go ahead and do this session live where you guys can ask your questions. Now, I know a lot of people were interested. I'm hoping that most of them can be here today. Hello, Lisa. Charlotte, hello, hello, and welcome. And there's Kate Bell. Hello, and welcome, and thank you for being here. So I did end up watching the documentary. Des gave me her link to her Netflix so I could watch it. Instead of paying for a full month just to watch a documentary, right? So thank you, Des. So I did watch it, and then I seen a lot of other people commenting, saying that there was a lot of stuff that was left out of the video. I've got a lot of questions myself after seeing the video because something transpired. I know it came out in the read, but I feel something transpired at that party that they were at. Now, I know that I think in some of the documents or whatever, it was Mackenzie woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and Dom wasn't beside her. Now, there was other messages in that. Hello, Angela. Hello and welcome. There was other people that had commented that they seen Mackenzie and Dom fall asleep on the couch together, and he was very loving, caring, rubbing her hair. But then Mackenzie said when she woke up at 4 a.m., Dom wasn't there, wasn't with her. So I believe that there is something that happened. Hey, Des. Yes, I did. I was just telling everybody, thank you for the link. I did watch it. And now I've got more questions than answers. Hello, the real Angel Girl. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Yeah, I've got a lot more questions. And I still, even after seeing the Netflix documentary, docu-series, whatever they want to call it, I still feel that I don't think she intended on taking everybody's life. I still believe, and I know it's not a popular opinion, but, and even the way it was portrayed in the documentary, I've got to trust my ancestors. They're on the other side. They know, right? Hey, Jody, good to see you. Good to see you. There's the girl. Hello, Shamina. Good to see you as always. So it's like, I know it's not popular opinion, you guys, but I don't think that she thought that they were going to pass away, any of them. I think that she did it to scare the living crap out of them. I'm also really confused because there was another thing I watched last night that I couldn't find before, and I found it last night, where they got in an argument over Texas. And it was just after the incident, and I believe this was in the documentary too, where she had accused Dom at one time of trying to grab the wheel on the highway, called his mom and told her to come and get him, blah, 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 blah. And then a couple of days later, there was a text thread between the two of them. And she says, I can't believe you tried to do that to me. You tried to, I can't say the K word, but you tried to take my life. Like we could have died. kind of like she was afraid of him now and what he was capable of doing, because she never thought that he would be capable of doing something like that. And she says, "You're going on just like you didn't do anything wrong. I didn't even get an apology." And he says, "I did apologize." So it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Was that an admission from him that he did try to do that on the highway? I mean, I know she's the type of person that's easy to dislike. Believe me. And I'm not taking her side at all. I do believe that she is where she should be. But I think that there is so much more to this than meets the eye, right? I think that she was very young. She was 17, and that's no excuse. But I remember some stupid things I did when I was 17. I think that we can all kind of relate that, you know, grew up in the city, or, grew up a rough life, if you know what I mean. I grew up in the system. So, like, from the time I was 8 years old, I was in the system. So you get a hard outer shell. And I mean, I don't know. I know that she had a very privileged life from what we are even seeing now. Her parents seem to try and baby her, which I don't think is right. I don't think it's right at all. She's where she should be. And I'm almost seeing like her mom is afraid of her almost. Just the way that they give in all the time to her every whim. She threatens to hang up on her mom, and I've seen some of the phone calls, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then there was another one I just seen the other night. I forget who it was. You guys know me and my memory. Where they were going over some of the phone calls, and they also went over, I think she's had 32 or so write-ups since she's been in, breaking the rules inside the prison. She's in some of the phone calls I heard, she seems very entitled. Like, you're not at the Marriott, you're not at the Holiday Inn, you're not even in a sleazebag motel. You're in prison. And it just seems to me like she expects everybody to cater to her. Now, I know there was some actual things that were going on in, I believe, a FaceTime. She's got a tablet and everything that she can have FaceTimes with people on. And so she got in trouble for that. I guess she was showing her breasts. And I did hear, I know that you've got to be on a list to be able to call, I believe, or have these video chats or whatever. And she was having people get on the list of people that were allowed to video chat her. And then she would get them to pull in other people, maybe that she shouldn't be contacting or be in contact with. So I know there's a lot of rules that were broken. She had taken somebody else's clothing or something and cut them up to be like little crop tops and all kinds of stuff like that you're not allowed to do, especially messing with prison garb. That's not good. So, okay, well, I'm waiting for you guys to put questions in. What questions do you guys want answered? I'm going to use a bunch of different decks here, depending on the questions that are answered. If they're a yes or no, if, there's other types of questions, I will be using the different decks. So thank you, sister, for putting in the links. I appreciate you. A lot of people put their questions that they wanted answered in the post, under the post. And the thing is, when I've only got my two screens, Excuse me, my allergies are through the roof. The pollen, I've got like a 1/4 inch of pollen on everything outside, including my car, my truck. But anyway, um, so I've only got the 2 monitors, so I can't pull them up while I'm live. Okay, Stephanie says, can you ask if there was a second vehicle that was chasing them? Was there a second vehicle that was chasing them? No. No. It was not a second vehicle. Whoops. That's this finger still not working, you guys. It's better. I can move it now, but I can't close it more than that. Like, I'll never be able to do this with it unless I get that shot. They want me to get a cortisone shot, and everybody's telling me not to do it. What do you guys think? Shaman says, I forget what I asked already. Hey, Kat. Des wants to know, did she crash on purpose? And what was the reason for her crashing? I really don't think she... There you go again. No. See? No, I don't think that she intended. I don't know what she thought. Did she think that... Because if you watch... I'm going to get some more information on that, Des. When you watch the video, there was that big sign. Did she think she'd just crash into that and maybe spin the car around? Did she think that it was going to continue on and hit that wall? I don't know. But I'm still saying I don't believe that she had intended to take the life of herself or anybody else. Okay, let me get my glasses on here first. Let's see. Why did she do that? Why did she speed like that? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's take the 2 of them. They came out. We've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. She was blaming somebody for something, and maybe they weren't taking accountability. Okay. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, because the King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who's constantly blaming others. And I feel like that is part of her character. She blamed others a lot. And then we've got the 10 of Cups in reverse. This is hiding things. So it's from like your family, friends, people that are close to you. I feel like with the King of Pentacles in reverse, I'm blaming you for what you hid from me. So, like I said, going back to the Netflix documentary, she had fallen asleep with Dom. When she woke up at 4 o'clock, Dom wasn't with her. And then they left. What was it, around 5:30 or something in the morning, 5:30? So I believe that she either woke up and went looking for him and caught him doing something with maybe with somebody else. I don't know. But this is, I'm blaming you for hiding what you did or what you were doing. So that's why I believe. So were they in the car and she questioned him and he denied it? So I don't know. I haven't been able to find anything, you guys, if there was any cheating going on in the past or recently. And there's Kat. Hello, Kat. Hello, Alicia. Let me just see here. Yeah, Seamus says she takes no accountability. Yeah. Julie says there was no braking involved. Yeah, I think that she thought that she was just going to hit that sign and that sign would have stopped them or something. I don't know what she was thinking. But Real Angel Girl says, question, did Dom try and stop her and grab the wheel? See, that I could see happening. Oh, this is something else. I'm going to try and find it, you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let me write it down or I'm going to forget. But there is something paranormal that happened. Okay, and when I first was given a link to go and check it out, it wasn't the original. So it took me a while, you guys, but I hunted down the original. Okay, so the question is, did Dom try to stop her and grab the wheel? Yes. So if that is true, okay, because we got yes, if that is true, that would explain why she didn't go straight, that she kind of took off to the right a bit, not much, but she veered a little bit. Or was she going shit and tried to do that curve? You know what I mean? I don't know. But it says, yes, he grabbed the wheel. Let's see why he grabbed the wheel. Why did Dom grab the wheel? The King of Wands. The King of Wands is all about taking some kind of action because he wanted a certain result. So he didn't grab the wheel to try and put them off the road or anything like that. I believe he grabbed the wheel and tried to steer away from maybe going towards the building. Again, you guys, super chats are very much appreciated. If you have a question that you really want in there, members and super chats take priority. So let me just scroll here. There's Des. Thank you, Des. Does she remember the accident? Does she remember the accident? And thank you, Des, for starting off with the super chats. I appreciate you. Does she remember the accident? Well, let's see first if she remembers the accident. And then, yes. To be honest, I don't know if she actually remembers the impact, but I think she remembers why this accident happened. Heart's desire stokes your passion. I feel like there was a heated argument in that car going on. I think she accused him of something, and either he admitted to it or just said, you know what, we're done, because that's what we got in the last reading. It's like, this was it. Whatever happened in that car, after you see her turning the corner nicely, whatever happened or whatever was said between then and when she hit that gas, she didn't like it. So did she not like his answer? Right? Well, justice in reverse. You're not giving me what I want. Or you haven't given me what I wanted. So you asked, if so, because we got yes. If so, why is she lying about it? To get what she wants? Because justice in the reverse is not getting what you wanted. So it's like she didn't get the answers from him that she wanted. So this is what she was going to do. I still say, I think she meant to scare the living bejesus out of him. And the Empress in reverse. This is abusing emotional power. So with the abusing emotional powers and not getting what I want, no matter what she said to him, and I think there was a lot of emotional abuse in this relationship from both sides. If he wasn't going to give her what she wanted, she was going to get her own justice. I don't know. I'm still not convinced that she intended on taking anybody's life. I still am believing that she wanted to scare the living hell out of them. Okay, let me see here. Kat says she comes across as an entitled little brat. Shima says, I think she's lying to avoid answering why she did it. That's very possible. Like, maybe she doesn't want the world to know that he was messing with somebody else. Because after the read, I went to find specific questions to get answered. And apparently there was a girl, Helena, I think they said her name was, that he had said at one point in time during one of their breakups, like, I'm better off with her. And I think, don't quote me, you guys, I think her name was Helena. And I am falling a little bit behind in chat because I'm looking through to see members' questions, or somebody's put a super chat for a question. Okay. And I don't think she wants the world to know that. Yeah. I think he did try and grab the wheel, or they also said that the gear shift had moved into neutral and then drive again. So did maybe he try and push that into neutral to so even her pushing the gas isn't gonna, like, it's gonna slow down the car, right? And then she pull it back. I don't know. But it would make sense. Yeah, she came across as a entitled little brat. She still does on these phone calls. Crass and Crime says I think she was messing with other people. It could very well be. It could have been both. I'm not saying just one or the other. They were both really toxic to each other. Like, both of them. The sisters' channel is Big Sister Unhinged or something like that. Marie says, yep, I think that they were doing whatever they could to stop the car. Yeah. So let's ask that. Were Dom and Davion trying to both stop the car somehow? So we got no. So it wasn't both of them. So maybe it was just Dom trying to either grab the wheel or push on the gear shift to try and, because if he could have got it into neutral, then it doesn't matter how far she pushed the gas pedal down, right? The car would start slowing down. So did he do that and then try and grab the wheel to turn it because he's seen the end of the road coming? We don't know, right? I agree, Jody. Sad part is the friend in the back was an innocent bystander. Now, from what I heard too, was Davion, the friend that was in the back seat of Dom's. He was actually supposed to get a ride home with somebody else. And at the last minute, he changed his mind and went with Dom and Mackenzie. Was that, maybe did he assume that if he went, there wouldn't be this big fight in the car? He was there to kind of, keep things calm because she wouldn't act up in front of Davion with Dom. That's very possible, right? Okay, let me scroll back up. Yeah, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. Let me find it. Okay, let me get my earbuds. Make sure I'm connected here. Yep. Okay, hang on a sec, you guys. Okay, let me get out of this for a minute. I want to find, I know I saved it. Hang on a sec. Wait till you guys hear this. I want you guys to all crank your volume up. Watch later. Hang on. Where is it? Here it is right here. Okay. I'm going to crank up you guys to crank up your volume. Okay, let me just find it first, and then I'm going to share it with you. Okay. Okay, let me share this. Hang on. It is from Court TV. I'm going to crank up the volume there. Okay, let me share it. Entire screen. Okay, let me scroll back down to chat here. Okay, does everybody have their volume cranked? Because this is going to flip you out. This is when Mackenzie got arrested. And just as the cop reaches in, I think with the seatbelt, you hear in the background, "She killed us." And it's a male voice. And everybody's saying, Dom's sister finally heard it. And she says, "I hear that." Okay, so listen. I've got this cranked right up. Listen.
I don't watch Dom. I'm not going to hurt you.
Did you hear that? Right between 2 minutes and 45 seconds and 2 minutes and 47 seconds where I stopped it. Did you hear it? I'll play it one more time. Okay, so right now we are at 2:51. Let me move it up. Well, I'll start at 2:51. As he's putting the seatbelt in that, he says, I don't want to hurt you. Then you hear, she killed us. Listen. Did you hear that? Right at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. She killed us. I'll do it again. I'll put the timer there so you can watch when it comes to 2:45. Or just watch right here where you can see my... Oh, yeah, I guess you can't see it. Hang on a sec. Let me take the captions off for a minute. Okay, so right here where you see 2:40, watch when it hits like 2:44, 2:45, 2:46. That's when you hear it. Oops, hang on. Let me get my chat up.
Dom, I'm not going to hurt you. You okay?
No, the cop didn't say anything to her. The cop didn't hear it because, as you can see right here, he's putting this seatbelt on her. And don't forget, her arm is still in something to stabilize it. Her one leg is still a little messed up whenever she got arrested. Now, before you hear the voice, you hear the cop saying, okay, just do this because I don't want to hurt you, trying to put the seatbelt on across her arm. And then once he clicked, you hear the voice say, she killed us. And then you hear the cop saying, you okay? Not anything else. So whoever has told you that the cop heard it, the cop didn't hear it. We'll play it again, and I'll let it play through after the 2:45 here mark. And then you will hear the cop say, are you okay? Because he was worried about when he was putting her seatbelt on, not hurting her arm that she still had. It was all still bandaged up at this point in some kind of device to keep it straight or whatever. But let's listen again. Okay, so listen right here. You'll hear him say, I don't want to hurt you. And then once he gets the seatbelt on, just after the voice says, she killed us, you hear the cop say, are you okay? He didn't hear it.
Dom, I'm not going to hurt you.
See?
You okay?
See? You okay? He didn't say, what did you say or anything like that. He said, are you okay? Well, I'll play it again. You can hear it clearly. I hear it clearly. I don't know if it's because I'm replaying it, but I hear it clearly. We'll go back to 2:35. So you can hear the cop say, I don't want to hurt you, blah, blah, blah. Then at the 2:45 mark, you hear, she killed us. And then you hear the cop say, you okay? I hear it clear.
I don't want to. Dom, I'm not going to hurt you.
See, I don't want to hurt you. Stop. I don't want to hurt you. There it is.
You okay?
You okay? She nods her head and he closes the door. So no, the cop didn't hear it. One more time.
I don't want to. Dom, I'm not going to hurt you. You okay?
Okay. Are you okay? And then he backs away and he flings this little part of the seatbelt in here. If he would have asked her, what'd you say? He would have still been down there waiting for her answer. No, I heard, go on Court TV, and it's at, this one here is at Raw Body Cam, Mackenzie Shirilla arrest. This is from a year ago. So this was on January 21st, 2025 that they posted this. And go to that mark, and you can turn up your volume even louder when you're listening to it, and you can clearly hear him say, are you okay? You okay? Because he's putting the seatbelt on. He says, okay, stop it. I don't want to hurt you. And then he says, you okay? So I found that to be crazy. So let's get back to what we were doing here. So I wanted to play that for you guys. Let me get my studio back up here. I can take these off now. I don't need them. But yeah, I thought that was, and the first time I heard it on somebody else's channel that I had gotten the link to. And it's like, okay, well, that could have been manipulated. So I want the raw, like I want it from a reputable source, a news or Court TV, where they're showing you the actual body cam footage. And it's a good clip there. So I could hear it for myself, and boy, oh boy, did I ever. Okay, let me get back to this chat here. Okay. Okay, let me get back. Yeah, it just says I definitely heard you okay. Yeah, if you guys go back and watch it yourself, and you can turn up your own volume, it's really clear. You can hear them saying, you're okay. Because just prior to that, he said, stop it. I don't want to hurt you, as he's trying to put on the seatbelt. And it's because her arm is still all wrapped up in bandages and slings and whatever. Alexander says, you're right. He did say you okay. Good to see you, Alexandria Khan. Yeah, you got to go back and listen to it yourself. I see a lot of people saying, no, he said, what's that? No, he said, you okay? You okay? And then he flings the piece in and walks away. That closes the door. If she would have, if he was asking her, would you say? He would have still been down there waiting for her to answer. And she just shook her head. You could see her shaking her head as he's putting in that blue piece. Just says Jody, she's going to get the original and she'll send you the link. You're very welcome, Alexander. Shannon says, ask Dom, did he say that to the cop? Okay, I'm going to ask, was that Dom that we just heard on that video saying she killed us? Look at, flipped over in the deck. Yes. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? We didn't even need the cards to tell us yes, because we know she did kill them. Just, was it intentional? Is that what she intended to do? Now, I'm not, by any means saying that should change any of her sentence or anything. Her intent, it doesn't matter what she intended on doing to me, because the end result is 2 innocent people died. So whether she intended just to scare them, which I think is what happened, and being the inexperienced driver that she was, and a lot of people said she drove like shit to begin with. to try and pull something like that to scare somebody, she's where she should be. And her actions since are just unfathomable. Like so entitled. I don't see much remorse. Jody says, I believe he saw right through her. You can hear the sternness in his voice. You know, I'm open to being wrong, you guys. I'm just going by what my ancestors have given me, and I've got no reason not to trust them. It's sad, no matter whether she meant to take their lives or not. The end result is they are both gone, and she is where she should be. Shaman says she should have gotten at least, yeah, she should have got, okay, look at, she got 15 years for the death of Dom and 15 years for the death of Davion. And what I don't agree with is that they're running concurrent instead of consecutive. They should have been consecutive. Each one of those lives that she took deserves her to spend time for that. So she was given 15 years and 15 years, it should have been 30. So I agree. Thank you, Des. Again, another $5 super chat. Look at her go. Okay. So what was her intention? I wonder if the crime deck, and then we can go for clarification with one of these. What was her intention while going 100 miles per hour? What was she thinking? What was she thinking? Let's see. Let's see what we get from the crime deck. See? Crime of passion. Give us some more info on this crime of passion. And this is what came out in my first read too. I think, now I've heard both, and Alexander brought it up earlier too. I think she got caught with somebody else or doing something with another male. And I think he was also caught in the past too, or had said that he was going to do something with another female in the past when they had broken up and stuff like that. You know how kids are, you guys. They'll say and do anything to hurt each other when a breakup happens and stuff like that. Now, from what I hear is she was caught by more than one person, but I've never heard anybody with any proof that Dom had done anything like that. But that doesn't mean she wasn't accusing him. And that doesn't mean that he may have said something along those lines just to piss her off when they had broken up, right? So let's go. Let's see what's happening here. The crime of passion. What was going on with this crime of passion in that car? The Queen. I just lost my chat. Hang on. What is going on here? Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Whoops. I just almost shuffled over top of it. Oh, I'm losing my marbles. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is usually somebody who helps others, shows a lot of concern for others. Let's get another one on there. Why did that Queen of Pentacles come out? These two want to come out, so let's take them. The Five of Wands in reverse. You guys know upright, this is my bully card. So this is somebody trying to help, and this is an avoidance with the Five of Wands in reverse. And then we also got the Six of Wands in reverse, a sneak attack. So when I asked about what was going on in that car, well, the sneak attack, I don't think they were thinking for 1 minute that this is what she would have done. But also, this is the situation on whole. So with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, okay, well, she's showing some kind of concern over something that is going on, right? With the Five of Wands in reverse. You're avoiding answering my questions. And the Six of Swords in reverse, like, I never expected this from you. And this is a crime of passion. So there is some kind of argument, some kind of, I think it's relationship-wise. I really do. Because it's like, I'm telling you, I'm concerned. Maybe she's seen something. Did she get up? Dom's not there. Go looking for him and maybe catch him innocently talking to another female? Innocently? Which could very well be. There was a bunch of people there for a party. It could have been very innocent, and accuse him of something else going on. Because I keep being shown that. I keep being shown that. Okay? What was her intention by going 100 miles an hour like that? What was she thinking? What was she thinking when she did that? The Eight of Swords. She felt trapped and pressured. Or was she trying to trap him and pressure him? Let's get another one. We'll get some clarification there. Something turned over, I think. Yep. There we go with the Tower. This is a shocking or dramatic event that happened with family or around the home life. With the Tower and the upright. And the Eight of Swords, it's like, I'm going to pressure you about this relationship. So when I asked what was her intention, I feel like she was trying to scare him. And again, the Eight of Swords is trying to pressure somebody, and the Tower is all about relationships, family, stuff like that, around the home, right? So I think, and like I said, the same thing came out in my prior reading. Let me get one more. There it is. And the King of Swords, but he was emotionally detached. The King of Swords is somebody who is emotionally detached, and that pissed her off. So she wasn't able to pressure him this time. She wasn't able to play this emotional game anymore. And this was surrounding their relationship and their home life. And with the King of Swords coming in, he was emotionally detached. He was done. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Des. She thought that she could pressure him again into changing his mind. Real Angel Girl says, I agree. Life in prison is what she should have gotten. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think she's ever going to get out on parole anyway. Alexandra says, I don't think she was thinking, right? But you got to remember, like 17-year-old girls, when they break up with a longtime boyfriend at that age, It's the end of the world. Believe me, I was there at one time. I was with somebody for almost 4 years. And when we broke up, I was devastated. It's like, my life's over. I'm never going to find love again. That's what stupid, dumb 17-year-olds, because they're not mature enough to see that your whole life is ahead of you. And generally speaking, and I've said this before, people that your puppy loves 99.9% of the time are not the person you end up with for any length of time in your adult life. So there's some that have been dating since high school and are still together today. Those are outside the norm. So, you know, but you can't tell crazy 15, 16, 17-year-old girls this, right? Give me 2 seconds, you guys. Somebody's coming to my door. Avon calling. Amazon calling. So yeah, I forget where I was now, but yeah, 17-year-olds at that age just don't have the common sense. Alexander says he wanted to break up for good. I believe that. Yeah, I think he was like, that came out in my first reading too, that he was done. I will link that read up here, you guys, in case you haven't seen it yet. It will be linked up here at the end of the video once I'm able to edit. It takes some time to process lives once they're done, so I will link it. Tess says, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, they were both toxic. Yes, I agree. Very good point, Marie. Marie says he was definitely a battered man, in my opinion, and trying to leave is the most dangerous time, whether it's a woman or a man. Absolutely 100%. That could very well be Alexander. Alexander says, was this actually a game of chicken gone wrong? Like I said, I don't think she intended to take the life of anyone. But regardless of what she was intending to do that day, it ended with two people losing their lives. So she is 1,000,000% to blame and is exactly where she should be. Do you think they were dealing rugs? I heard a lot of the text messages that were released. I have no idea. I know that actually, I think it was her father on an interview or something said, oh, she was only smoking weed. She was 17 years old. What do you mean only? I mean, it's legal here right across Canada. And I know there are some places in the States where it's legal, but you still have to be here in Canada. You have to be 18. And I think in the States it's 21. So she was still underage. She was still, you're condoning your daughter doing something illegal, which probably she already has a messed up head because she's a child and has no real life experience yet. And she's been babied and coddled. And now you're adding a drug to that mixture, whether it's legal or not. It wasn't legal for her, right? Yeah, she was a hothead, that's for sure. Alexander's got a lot of good comments here. Exactly, that's what just came out too. Yeah, I know they lived together and there was he recorded one of their fights. I seen part of it and then I had to leave because I had a doctor's appointment where she's, Tom, I'm giving you 10 seconds to open that door. I'm gonna kick it in. It's like toxic. But I mean, if she did live there with him, like live there, I don't think either one of them should have been locking each other out. if they both lived there together. Oh, I'm sure they are, Shamina. Hello, Addie Gaddy. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't think she's going to get parole. Just like Shamina says here, she likely won't get it. She will have to admit her crimes, and I don't think she ever will. She's going to stick to I don't remember, because that way she never has to admit to what this was about. But we know. Question does. Oh, you know they're together. You know it. Are they? Oh, whoops. And it fell on the floor. But it did fall upright saying yes. And look at, oh my gosh, look at what is there with it. Getting it together. It's all lined up. Ugh, are they waiting for her on the other side? Yes. And I got before, when I did the read, when we got into the part about Dom, he was very about Davion. He was very protective over Dom. So I'm wondering if Dom tried to do something too, because from what I hear, they found him in the front seat also. So either he didn't have a seatbelt on and the accident put him across Dom in the front seat, or did he try and grab him, pull him back, like, which came out in the other read, like, get in the back here, with safest back here. I don't know. Yes, her parents sure did enable her. Right? I agree, Marcia. Marcia says, sad parents who enable their kids do them no favors. They grow up lost. They grow up lost, and they grow up thinking they are entitled and they should never have to take responsibility. Yeah, young love is hard. The puppy love stuff is so hard. And it doesn't feel like puppy love when you're 16, 17. It's not puppy love. This is the real thing. We're going to get married. And oh my God. I mean, I used to pray. There was a guy that I was with through almost 4 years of being in care, and he was my protector. He was built like a brick shed house, okay? So he could really protect me from not only other foster kids that were in the system in the group home, but from some of the abusive counselors. So I was never afraid with him around. And when me and him broke up, it's like, oh my God, I'll never find another love. We're going to get married, you know? And I used to pray to God, oh, let us get back together. Well, sometimes I thank, you know that song? Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers, because I see him now and it's like, oh God, dodged a bullet there. He's just so out of it. Like, he's got nothing going for him, nothing. So it's like, dodged a bullet. Jersey Rivet says she is really nothing but a spoiled brat. Her mother and father let her get away with everything and did whatever she wanted them to do. Yeah. I think her mother is actually a little bit, maybe even kind of scared of her. Right? That's my opinion anyway. I think her mother is kind of scared of her. Like, what mother lets their daughter talk to them the way that Mackenzie does, right? There's no way in hell. Yes, please make sure you mask your words, please. YouTube is very picky. Lori Miller said she lost her mind over something. Yes, I think it was over finding him with somebody else, or hearing him maybe even talking to somebody else. I don't know. But it was relationship stuff. Dom was dealing and Kenzie was holding because of her age. Anything's possible. Yeah, I heard that she had, I just broke another damn nail. Ah. She had shrooms in her bag. Yeah, I heard that too. Was she actually the rug dealer? We're going to call it carpet. Was she actually the carpet dealer? I got yes. But if she was actually the one, I don't get this. Like maybe she was doing it with him, because I know that one of the fights they had, she said she'd leave if he gave her something this big. You know what I mean? Okay, hang on a sec here. Whoops. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. Okay, I see. Thank you. Yeah, I don't mention that channel here, so thank you for getting rid of it. Please don't mention other channels in the chat. Your message is going to be, your comment's going to be deleted. You're going to get a warning for it, especially the boom. I think that guy is a total idiot. And I don't support people like that. But anyway, please don't mention other channels in the chat. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the live, Alexander. Shim says, I wonder if she just stayed over all the time but not live there. No, it was said that they did live together. Here comes Karma, says, new sub. Well, welcome and thank you for subscribing. Just watched your other video on their last minutes before the crash. I mentioned the name of Dom's sister's channel, which tells the truth. She also would like signatures for her petition. Okay. Here comes Karma. Can you can put the name of her channel in chat. I am allowing you to do that. I know I just got finished saying don't mention other channels in chat, but here comes Karma. If you want to put Dom's sister's channel name in the chat, please go ahead and do that. You guys go on over when we're done the live. Go check out her channel. That's Dom's sister. And she has a petition there that she needs some signatures for. So please go on over there, give her a like, give her a sub, and help support Dom's sister. Thank you so much. Here comes Karma. Here comes Karma, says, I think Dom is still very disgusted with her, even in the afterlife. Oh, I think so too. For that EVP to come through when Mackenzie's being buckled into the cop car when she's being arrested, and you hear that voice clear as a bell, she killed us. Right? Are Dom and Davion resting peacefully? And, oh, no. Grinding gears. Ooh, let's get some information on that one. Good question, Kate. I mean, it is a very well-known fact that once you get to the other side, earthly things are not supposed to matter anymore. But there's instances, oh my gosh, instances where that could be iffy. So let's see. Let me get my glasses on too. This one wanted to come out, so let's take it. Look at that. The Five of Pentacles. Oh, he's trying to tell us something. Because the Five of Pentacles tells me this is somebody who was trying to overpower somebody else. Okay. Tell me more, Dom. Or Davion, whoever this is. Look at this, the Ten of Swords. This is a betrayal. You betrayed us. And then the Five of Wands again in reverse, and you're avoiding the consequences. You're trying to avoid the consequences. You're not taking responsibility. So with the Five of Pentacles, like, I believe he tried to get the car stopped. You stabbed me in the back. And now you're trying to avoid the consequences. So this is why there's still maybe some unrest there. And I think she knows it. You know that famous saying, so-and-so's probably turning in their grave? That's a perfect example. So I'm glad that came out the way that it did. Or Dom and... Okay, so I did that one. There you go. Thank you, Des. Shamina says, was Davion awake or asleep during the ride? Well, I'm going to have to ask one or the other, because this is the yes or no. Was Davion awake during the ride? When Mackenzie was flooring the car and everything, was Davion awake? Even for the fight in the car? Yes. You have the answers. Yes. What was he doing? Let's see what he was doing. What was Davion doing in the back seat while all this is going on in the front seat with Mackenzie and Dom? What was Davion doing? What was Davion doing? The Five of Pentacles. Trying to overpower. We got that now with both decks. I believe they were both trying to stop that car. And I even changed up decks, you guys, and got the same. They were trying to stop her. So maybe that's why Davion was in the front. Did he try and get in the front to pull on the gear shift? I don't know. Try to steer away? I don't know. But we got here too that I asked what he was trying to do. He was trying to overpower. So I believe both him and Dom were trying to get her to stop. Okay, let's take them as they come. Was there another one that turned over? No. Okay. We've got the Five of Cups in reverse. Things are out of my control. With the Page of Swords. Intimidating. You're trying to intimidate us, and this is now out of our control. See what I mean, you guys? We still got one more here, but see what I mean? when I don't think she was trying to take their lives. She did, so she deserves everything she got, because I've got it here too with the Page of Swords. This is, you're trying to intimidate us, and now it's out of our control. I tried to overpower, but it's out of our control. They couldn't reach the gas pedal. They tried to do the shifter, right? And let's see. Look at this with the Four of Wands. He wasn't comfortable at all. So I believe that there was an argument going on, because this is telling me between two people, he wasn't comfortable with the two of them. So something had to have been going on, an argument of some kind. But it says it right here. You try to intimidate us. I tried to overpower you, right? Things are out of their control. There was nothing they could do. They tried. The both of them tried, by the looks of it, to overpower her and to get that car stopped. So thank you for that one, Shamna. Alexander says, apparently Mackenzie has a personality disorder. Is that true? Narcissistic for sure. Psychopath is strong. The girl had a lot of remorse and an attention seeker. Well, let's see. I don't know if it's a personality disorder. She was trying to say, Alexander, that she had something like POD or something like that, where she could black out, and that's why her foot was pushed on the gas and whatever, because she blacked out and whatever. And that's not how that disease works. But let's get an answer here. Apparently Mackenzie has personality disorder. Does Mackenzie have a personality disorder? Does Mackenzie have a personality disorder? Let's see. No. You gotta seek another way to try and get out of this one, because you don't have no disorder that would have caused this accident. There you go. Here comes Karma says, I know my HS boyfriend, my high school boyfriend is 7 years, and I thought we'd get married, engaged, but then life said, plot twist. Exactly. Here comes Karma. Thank you for that. I think we've already answered that one. We'll see. Did Mackenzie plan to take her life in the crash? No. No. Like I said, I think this was, she was trying to intimidate him. She was trying to scare him. Like, if you're going to leave me, blah, blah, blah. Thinking he'd go, okay, Mackenzie, slow down. I ain't leaving you. I was just joking. You know what I mean? Yeah, this one's like a playground to her. She thinks it's a playground. She was in the wacky ward for a lot of those phone calls, right? I thought that they said both Dom and her had seatbelts on, from what I heard. Because if not, they wouldn't have found him in the car. He would have went out through the windshield. I do believe that the two of them Dom and her had the seatbelts on, from what I understand. Yeah. Alexander says, I think so too. Plus, it's an enmeshment in that relationship with her mother. The mom acts like a friend. Yeah. And they've got this secret language too, right? Not acting like a parent at all. Her mom wants a bestie. I think her mother wants to live through her daughter. Her mom was a bestie so bad. wants a bestie, very desperate and unwell. Both parents are delulu, in complete denial about their mentally unstable, dangerous, abusive daughter. Yeah. Um, she's trying to live vicariously through her daughter, right? Hey, Norma, good to see you. Lisa says, thank you for all you do. Well, thank you guys for all being here. I appreciate that for sure. Let's see my stream settings, make sure everything is cool. There it is. There is Dom's sister's channel, The Big Sister Unhinged. Go check out her channel when we're done here. Give her a like. Hit that subscribe and like button for her, you guys. It's free to do. But go check her channel out. She's no holes barred, and she tells it the way it is, and that's what I think is best. I love it when somebody can be very straightforward, and that she is. She has, she's not going to lie and bullshit you. She's telling you the way things are. Guts and black powder. The motorcycle guy who found the crash called it in. He died unexpectedly, tragically in December. Here comes Karma says she has psychic mediums, tarot readers on her podcast. I have her email if you'd like to reach out. I don't do reaching out, you guys. And it's nothing personal. I mean, if somebody reaches out to me, depending on what they're looking for, I think about it. There's only really been 2 cases that I got that deeply involved. And I'm going to tell you why. For those of you who have been here for a long time with me, have seen how things come out in these reads that I do. And a pretty good, fair, I don't want to sound like I'm not bragging, but if you go back and you look at my reads, even though they don't make sense at the time, they end up making sense. And what come out in my reads ends up coming out in either confessions, court, whatever. And I'm brutally honest. And sometimes that's not what the family needs. So depending on what they are looking for and stuff like that, that's why I take into account, if they reach out and they say, Willow, please, we need answers on this. Can you look into it for us or whatever? I will, take a look at it and see if that's something that I'm comfortable doing. There is a case, and I think it's, oh gosh. I was just going to say, well, K. Mitch can tell you about a case, but K. Mitch is no longer with us. But she brought it up many, 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 many times in chat where there was a lady, and I haven't seen her since, that came in my chat and asked, because her brother's wife took off with her kids and was threatening to take her own life and the life of the children. Could I try and help find them with my mapping and stuff like that? I found them right down to the motel that they were in. I didn't know this person from Adam, and this lady that reached out to me and the husband live in the UK. So, I mean, they got to the kids in time in that, but so I don't mind helping out sometimes like that. I'm comfortable, but I'm not one to lie and bullshit about what comes out. So it kind of worries me sometimes if something that comes out is going to offend the family. And that's the last thing I want to do is offend the family. So the petition is called Dom's Law to Prevent MS from Profiting yeah. I don't think she should be able to profit. She's already wanting gigs and this and that. It's sickening. My name is the name of my game my older son plays. I'm just monitoring his stuff. Oh, okay. The guts and black powder fan. Okay, I get you. Sorry, you guys, I'm a little bit behind in chat. I'm trying to read all of these. Yeah, I think Mackenzie has a younger sister, not an older one. The motorcycle guy who found the crash and called it in, he died unexpectedly and tragically in December. Any connection? Not that I know of. Kenzie's sister is older but has a disability. Mom caught her hiding food under her bed, so they took out her bed frame so the mattress was on the floor. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That's sad. Why does she feel she has to hide food? That's concerning, right? Why does this child think, or is that maybe something that goes along with her disability? I don't know, but I don't, it concerns me when any child feels like they have to hide food. So thank you for that, Lori. Here comes Karma says also 39 minutes into the body cam footage of police after the crash in a very long 2-hour video. You see a male face with a strong nose like Dom's in the clouds overlooking the accident. It is crying. Oh, here comes Karma. Look what you did now. Now I am going to be up until probably 2 o'clock in the morning looking for that now. Just like I had to look for that arresting video. But thank you for that. Addy Gaddy says, why didn't they try to get out of the car? Have you ever tried to get out of a car that's speeding at 100 miles an hour? And it happened like that. Like that. You see her driving nice and slow around the corner, and then all of a sudden it's zoom. Do you not see it? It was a split instant. I think it was like 2 seconds from the time she floored it, or 10 seconds or something. You're not even thinking straight for even half a minute. Never mind the amount of time, maybe 20, 30 seconds they had to even comprehend what was happening, let alone trying to get out of the car. Here comes Karma. It says, you have a calming voice. Did you have another YouTube channel reading tarot? No, This is the only channel I've ever had. You sound like someone I used to follow for at least a year, but I can't find her channel anymore. First name starts with R. Nope. This is the one and only, and I think I've had this now going on 6 years, 5.5 years, 6 years. And if Des is still in the chat, she can tell you because she's the one that helped me set this up. I had no clue even how to run YouTube, let alone have a channel. So it's thanks to Des that I even have this. Okay. Lori says she turned the corner normally. That's how I'm like 10 minutes behind in chat, you guys. She turned the corner normally, then just floored it. They probably tried, but couldn't do anything. There's no way that they had time to get out of that car. Yeah, and there could have been child locks on the back seat, right? Yeah, we've already asked that. She didn't have it. She did not have it. Here comes Karma says, I like sending lots of hearts on the far right. I think it helps the channel. Oh, well, thank you. I was wondering. I've got two screens. I've got one here and one over there, and that's where I see them is on the screen over there. And I seen them flying up there. So thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, she in the wacky ward. She in the wacky ward part of the jail. Des says, Willow, see Guts and Black Powder's comment. Which one? I've been seeing a lot of them. About the motorcycle guy? Marsha Brady, the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch. Do, 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 do. Okay. Frank was my first love, she says. 17 years old. I didn't think I would live after that. Laugh out loud. I did. Look at you all living in crap now, Marsha. I think we've all gone through that stage in our life, right? Norma says exactly. Alexander says, yes, they have a secret language. It's a gypsy language. Is it? I thought it was some kind of pig Latin or I don't know, but it's weird. That language is very weird. Who does that? I know, right? Like you kind of can tell if it's something that she's trying to say and hide or if she's upset about something just by the tone. But it's kind of hard to do. She talks really fast too. Aw, thank you for that, Willow. I don't know her, but I feel for her so much. Thank you. Des, thank you for the $5 super chat. Ceci, just a Black Power chat about a motorcycle guy that called in the accent. Yeah, there was a guy in a motorcycle that called it in and then left. So I know he didn't know Mackenzie, Dom, or Davion. He was on his way to work, from what I understand, and he is the first one that's seen. I think it was like almost an hour after the accident happened. This guy on the motorcycle had come across it and called it in. Now, I know she also said that guy died later on, but I mean, there was never any connection that was made, as far as I know, between if he is deceased from a motorcycle accident I don't think it had anything to do with this, or that would have been brought out. Hulk Hogan, he speaks it. It randomly popped up in my YouTube feed, a video from 7 years ago. Christine Russo, she even had Davion's sister on. Yeah, apparently she's got a lot of good stuff over there on her channel too, where she's trying to make awareness, and she's talking about her brother and Davion. And I mean, I think that she does say that they were very close. They didn't hang out a lot, like on a daily, but she said she didn't like Mackenzie from the first time she met her. There was something about it. And a sister generally knows. Like, I don't know, we get these feelings, right? These kids outside my house with a ball. Basketball. I don't know why they feel the need to bounce a basketball right in front of my house. They live about 4 or 5 houses down, but they come up here to bounce it, probably because it drives their parents nuts, so they come down the street to do it. Tess says, I agree, I'm proof of that. Here comes karma. Totally understand. I'm a huge advocate, especially for spiritual and gifted souls. I may mention you to her. Okay, thank you. I'm almost caught up, you guys, with the private reads. I know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you still waiting for your read. I'm pretty much caught up. So your reads will be done by the end of next week. All 5 of you will have your private reads, and I will be caught up unless more come in. That, I mean, usually it's a couple weeks wait, but I'd gotten sick there a couple months back and I fell so far behind, and it's been catch up ever since. So those of you, and 4 of you I see in here all the time. So that's why I'm mentioning it now, just to let you know your reads will be done by the end of next week. So watch your email for the instructions on your read. There's a history of wrestling, Kearney Talk. It's very interesting if you ever want to jump into it. Oh, hell no. Oh. On the same highway? Wow. It's called Dom and Davion's Law. Thank you. Got some black powder. Yeah, I don't think it's connected at all. Lori says the sister is older than Mackenzie. Okay, I always thought she was younger for some reason, but I stand corrected. Thank you, Lori. Probably doesn't want to leave her room, right? Because we all know Mackenzie was their golden child, right? Can you imagine living in that house? Oh. May I ask any of the spiritually gifted, is it true that those who are into dark magic can smell? I have no idea. I don't deal in dark magic. I don't deal in magic, spells, anything like that whatsoever. Everything I do is for the good, to bring out the truth. My ancestors block me from anything that is on the dark side. So I've got a lot of protection against that stuff. I don't deal with that. I don't use the Ouija boards and all that stuff. No. Yeah, I always thought that the sister was younger than Mackenzie. There we go. Thank you, Odin's goddess. Hello and welcome to the channel. The sister is 2 years younger. I thought so. Thank you. Here comes Karma says 4.76 seconds full pedal to the metal. There you go. There's nothing you can do in 10 seconds, let alone 4.76, right? And what kind of car did she have? Anybody know? Here comes Karma says, okay, thank you, calming voice. Aw, you're welcome. Yeah, I would too. Like, don't forget, Kenzie was the golden child. She's still in chat. I am her. Yes, my sister. Yeah, Google and AI. Like, I use Google and AI a lot, but then any information I get, that I use that to go and fact check. And sometimes and it's funnier than shit, you guys. If you use AI and you already know the answer and AI gets it wrong, call AI out. Excuse me, but you are wrong, and then give the correct. They apologize up and down and thank you for correcting me. And oh yeah, I've done it. Here comes Karma says, Des, I need your services. One day I'll pay. um, I'm telling you, Des, it's like, okay, Des, I saved something somewhere. Where the hell did it go? She has had to teach me how to do. I mean, now I can do a lot of this on my own, but there's still sometimes I get stuck and it's like, Des, what did I do wrong? Des, help me. Anybody remember? I mentioned this a lot. If Kate Bell's still in here, Des will remember it. Oh my God. When I tried to talk with the judge and get the judge to enter me into Letitia Stokes' panel, I wanted to be up on panel, apparently. I had no clue what I was doing when I first started. Des taught me. So you have any computer stuff or financial stuff like that, Des is your girl, I'm telling you. Oh yeah, the judge called me out in Letitia Stout's hearing and everything. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. I ended up unplugging my computer because I didn't know what else to do. It was crazy. Yeah, you got to argue with AI sometimes and call them out. Thank you, Des. Says here way be. I know I'm at 15:29. I am 10 minutes behind in chat. I'm trying to read all the messages. I don't want to leave anybody out. Gibberish. Des says it's gibberish. So thank you, sister. Des is stealing the show here. The super chat's coming in from Des. Thank you. Don't be scared, you guys. You guys can do it too. It helps out the channel a lot. Just think there's more to this. Got some black powder says, just think there's more to this case after listening to the Paul Berlingnos interview with DEA and mentioning of a possible pew-pew buried in his garden. There's so many conspiracy theories too. You got to be careful where you're getting information. I'm looking at Mom right now, Des. Des says me and my brother and Mom also spoke in gibberish, just a different kind. I'm looking at Mom right now. She's smiling. Carney language. Variation. When I first started college, I worked the carnivals during the summer. I never heard anything like that. Yeah, wants to be secretive. Ask the cards. Ask the cards what? You can hear when she says seizure, she adds Z or something like that after each syllable. That would be hard to do. Like, say you were trying to say hurt, it would be huzzy, yizzy, erzy, kizzy, tizzy, whatever. That, wow. That's crazy. Alexandra says, yes, Christine could pick up on Mackenzie's vibe, aura, true intentions, right? Girls are always know other females know females, believe me. Dom's sister said she saw and photographed hurt hands in the clouds above Dom's grave one night. Aww. So what the vote would be when you did you get? Oh, I've heard you talk this, sister, and I still don't understand any of it. Okay, we haven't had a question in a while. Will Mackenzie ever be released from prison? Will Mackenzie ever be released from prison? There it is. You guys ready? Nope. It's just forked up. I'm trying to catch up, you guys. Yeah, I remember hearing that too. But I do remember them saying that the one from the back was laying over the one in the front. The one in the front was gone. The one in the back still had a slight pulse, but wasn't going to make it. Yeah, I remember hearing that. I think it was on one of the released body cam from the police. A Toyota Corolla. Well, those things are pretty quick. So, yeah. I'm going to have to scroll by some of these. Who's Willow? Who's Willow? Sister. Lori says, haha, I'm wondering if it really does suck for her. Seems she's having a ball in there. So many issues where she won't follow the rules. It'll suck when her behavior catches up, right? Agree, Lori. I agree. There's Kate. Camry, not Corolla. Okay. So Toyota Camry. No. Jersey says when the police got there, I believe it was 3 hours. No, it was an hour. Just under an hour after the crash happened. It wasn't 3 hours. It was within the hour. Do you have Zelle or Cash App? No, we don't have Zelle or Cash App in Canada, unfortunately. I have PayPal. Sister can put up the link for PayPal. But no, Canada doesn't have Zelle or Cash App, and I'm in Canada. The black box of the car said the only turn was into the grass and sign. No last moment turn. She went straight into the corner of the wall. Yeah, but if you go straight, it would have been the tree. She hit the sign right beside the tree and then hit the wall that was over there. So I believe somebody did try and, because you had to go right or left. It was like a dead end. You had to turn right or left. And she was going right towards the tree, and then the car veered off like this and then hit the corner of the wall after hitting that big sign. So did somebody try and turn it try to keep it on the road? I don't know, because we know the gear shift went up to neutral and the steering wheel was turned a bit. There was no braking though, right? So I believe it was either Davion and Dom that were trying to maybe even maneuver that corner, and there was no way. She was just going way too fast. Here comes Karma. Where are you from, Karma? Here comes Karma. Same Willow. I worked 3 summers with the carnival as a teen across Canada. Never heard that language. Right? Maybe in the States. I don't know. But yeah, because I used to work with the carnival, and Conklin, and I'd work all the big ones: Toronto, Brockville, Kingston, Ottawa, Gatineau, Hamilton. I'd start in Hamilton because that's where I was living at the time. That's where I was born and raised, and now I'm up near Ottawa. But I would start in Hamilton and do the major cities. So where are you from? Here comes Karma. Lisa says, oh my God, I hear it. Lisa must be behind in the video. But you can see on the 360 app when it stops, and when like what I got on mine does my heartbeat and blood oxygen and everything every 10 minutes. And they know when that stuff stopped. So that's when they believe the accident happened. And then they put it together with when the car was seen on video and then speeding. They know what time that accident happened. And I think it was like 5:35 in the morning or something, and they were found just before 6:30, if I'm remembering correctly. But I know it was like within the hour. Okay, so there we go. Lori says the accident was at 5:38. I knew it was 5:30 something, and police arrived at 6:15 a.m. Yeah, I knew it was within the hour, like right around the hour mark, because they have from their electronics when it and the camera, the time on the camera when you see the car go by, and then they know when it was found, and it was within the hour. When the judge said, "Who's Willow?" What? Why are you trying to come up on panel? Who's Willow? Oh God. I thought I was gonna die. And it's like, sister, how do I get this off? How do I get this off? And she was trying to tell me whatever, and I just wasn't listening because I was panicked. Oh my God, it was horrible. So I just unplugged my computer. I don't think his seat was fully oh my God, I can't speak. Reclined. That seat broke in the forward and then the back when they hit. All his body weight coming back onto that seat when the accident happened, snapped that seat. That would have happened in the accident. From Alberta. Woohoo! Yep, Conklin. Worked from Calgary to Toronto, only 15 years old until 17. Yeah. It was my very first years when I started college when I worked. So it would have been like 80, 82, 3, 4, somewhere around there. And I did the fish pond and the water gun. And Lori's from Edmonton too. Hello, my Canadian friends. Maybe Don was able to turn the wheel enough at the end to try and avoid the crash, and it ended up saving her life. Right? Can you imagine? I wonder why I've got this watch, sister. It's my sister. It's Des that told me to get it. So that's why it's the Samsung 8 whatever, and I got the smaller one. She's got the bigger one. Mine's only 40 millimeter. Yeah, I seen the toxology reports, and she only had the THC. There was none of the shrooms in her blood at all. There was no other rug in her blood. I seen the toxology reports. Absolutely. We're in a huge spiritual battle right now, this world. Hey, drama must remain on the stage. Good to see you, girl. Yeah, sleeping in the back of the semis, or we'd get about 6 or 7 carnies all together, and we'd get a cheap motel room. Oh, those were the days. Oh my God, here comes karma. You just brought back some memories, I'm telling you. I think, Shamina, I think Dom was DOA. There was no saving Dom. Now, as far as Davion, possibly, but we'll never know, right? I agree, Lori. Am I caught up? There was a lot that you could get just from the body camera, the body cameras that came out, right? I was I was initially going to go into forensics. I knew I wanted to be in the legal side of things. I wanted that as a career. I never wanted to be a cop or anything like that, but I wanted to work like in the labs or in forensics or detective work without having to go and see people who were shot and stuff, right? Which doesn't happen if you want to become a detective. I was into the investigative part. And so I decided I was going to go into forensics. Well, that did not last. I see blood, I pass out. So it's like, yeah, no, not for me. So I ended up going. I was going to go for a lawyer, but I went as far as I got my paralegal, and that was enough for me. I started in family law, which did not last very long. I just seeing the abuse of children and stuff like that, I couldn't do it. So then I went into criminal law, and that's what I did for over 30 years. I'm retarded now. Retired. My memory is not what it used to be, but So that's where I am now. I ended up opening my own business. I was doing skip tracing and process serving nearing the end of my career. A lot of investigative work with skip tracing and stuff, but it just got to be too much. So I am retired now. So can you ask why she went that route days prior? From what I hear, is it was a local shortcut. A lot of people used it as a shortcut. I believe that was brought out. Now, don't quote me because I've been sent a whole whack of stuff since my last read. So I don't know if it was part of the transcripts or it was a motions hearing, but I know it was in court documents that I had been sent that said that that was often used as a shortcut. But we'll ask, why did Mackenzie days prior use that same route where the car accident happened? Let me put my Googles on before I turn this over. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Some about money. Oh, geez. Okay. It's on the floor. Let me grab it. Where is it? Of course, it went under my desk. Okay. Okay, let's see. We've got the 9 of Swords in reverse. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is odd because this is something with a lot of money. And the 9 of Swords in reverse is almost like you're causing your own pain. And the 3 of Cups. 3's a crowd. She was going to meet somebody for money. There was somebody down in that area that she was going to pick money up from. Going to meet for something. And I believe it's money. Because she's the third person in this. So I believe it could somebody have sent her there to go pick up something or pick up money. But this one here, it's like, this is almost like you're your own worst enemy. Right? You cause a lot of your own pain and bullshit and trouble. So whatever it was something she shouldn't have been doing, but she was going there for somebody to pick something up or get money or something. So there's somebody down in that area that maybe they were dealing with. I don't know. Oh, cool. Here comes karma. If I ever have problems with copyright infringements, I know who to call now. Oh. Yeah, it's interesting. I could tell you some stories, boy. And it's funny because the guys at the law office, my sister knows about these. There would be times that they would try and serve somebody, and the somebody would know who they are and would watch out for them and wouldn't answer the door, and even if it was in a business. And when they couldn't get the person served, because they'd have to be personally served, I would grab the case and say, okay, I'll go and get it served. You ain't going to get it served. We've been trying for months. I would always end up getting it served. And some of the positions that I had to put myself in, believe me, you guys would howl. But I always got them served. Okay, will Mackenzie's parents ever be charged for anything, civil or criminal? No. I don't believe that there's a demon or something attached to her. There's no attachment. She's just straight up narcissistic psychopath or psychotic or whatever. There's nothing. I'm not even going to do that one, Lori. Sorry, but there's nothing attached to her. Yeah, I can't watch that either. Shannon says, I've been a paralegal for 20 years now. I love it. That's what I got into because I wasn't going to go through for a lawyer. I already knew that. I didn't want to do any more schooling. But as just the paralegal in the office, I really didn't do a lot of paralegal work. I was handed cases, like anything small claims that came in. I did bail hearings. I did motions. I was really thrown into the mix. And a lot of paralegals don't get that kind of opportunity. And they were trying to push me to go through because they wanted another partner. And they knew that I was relentless. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I hope, Shamina, you got a lot more years in you. And I hope that you enjoy every last bit of it. Yeah, I don't think they can be charged either. You're welcome. Yeah. I'm not one to jump on a bandwagon. It's like, oh, she's possessed. She's got an attachment. Da, 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 da. You can see the devil. It's very rare that people get attachments. Very rare. You don't know how rare it is. And anybody that tells you any different, you should really consider who you're watching. It's very, very rare. Did Mackenzie do this to gain fame? Let's see. Did Mackenzie do this to gain fame? No. No, she did it because of the stormy relationships, the trouble. Okay, she wanted to cause an uproar. Okay, let me just elaborate a bit on that. Mackenzie do this for fame. I think we already got the answers why she did this. She was trying to scare the bejesus out of them. Is she trying to use it for fame now? Absolutely. We don't need the cards to tell us that. But I mean, everybody loved Dom and Davion from what I understand. She wouldn't get famous doing this. She would be if they would have lived, she would have been the outcast. She would have been ran out of town. So there wouldn't be any fame there, right? The Eight of Cups. These are so hard to read. I love this deck and this deck, but look at it's in calligraphy and it's so hard. If it would be a different color, it would be great. So that's why sometimes I have to turn it. Eight of Cups. Tired of the situation. She was just tired of arguing and fighting. She was tired of not getting the answers in that. Let's just see. Let's get a couple more cards. Not getting the answers, or Dom not doing what I don't know, but she was just sick and tired. Oh, we got two here. Then we've got the Knight of Cups. This is about the romance. She was sick and tired of fighting for the romance, and he wanted to move on. She was tired of him telling her he was out, he was done. And then we got the Star. This is hope for the future. It's like, it's almost like I'm fighting for our future and you're not. You just want to move on. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to scare the bejesus out of you and you'll be scared to ever tell me you're leaving again. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, you're my past, my present, and my future. We do all the work. Yeah, that's for sure. Envision. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. My ex's father was a detective in Harlem in the 70s. Oh, wow. That was a time, eh? 70s. He was so traumatized, he showed with a pew-pew with him. Yeah. Yeah, he was done. Drama. He was done, done, done. And I think this was the final thing. Something happened. Like I said, um, everybody said that Dom and Mackenzie fell asleep on the couch together. Dom was rubbing her head and her hair and whatever. Mackenzie said when she woke up at 4 a.m., Dom wasn't there. So if you wake up at a friend's place after, at a party, and you wake up and your boyfriend isn't there, you're gonna go looking for him. Did she go looking for him and find him? And she didn't like what she found? Let's go. We're out of here. Davion was supposed to have gone home with somebody else. He had a ride home with somebody else, but changed his mind, said, no, I'm going to go with them. Did he do that? So, figuring if I'm there, she's not going to flip out on Dom because I'm there. She'll wait until she's got him alone type thing. I don't know. But yeah, he was done. Yeah, I think exactly that. I think she did it to scare them and thought, okay, they're all going to end up in the hospital, and she's going to be showered and pampered, and oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And I got to protect you. And you know what I mean? She wanted the attention. No, she wanted attention. Period. It didn't matter whether it was good attention or bad attention. She just wanted attention. Um, Now, I'm not gonna go as far as saying, Shamnit, that it was an accident. I think what she did was intentional, but I don't think she thought, and kids at that age, they think that they're invincible. I don't think she thought that they were gonna die. And I mean, it's naive and it's stupid, but she was 17, and that's not an excuse, but I have no idea the real age girl. I know that one of the complaints is she refused to show up for a work duty. You're so welcome, Alexander. No. They know exactly when the accident happened, and it happened at 5:38 in the morning. There's video of the car going by. They have the exact time, and they know when the call came into police. It was within the hour of the accident police got there. So police don't believe, they don't have to believe anything because they got the video that's time, date stamped. So they know exactly when that accident happened. They see the car go whizzing by, vroom, and then you hear the crash. They have it on video. So they don't have to believe anything. They have it on video. And then they know when the call to police came in, which was within the hour. Lori says the boys were going to get into music. From what I hear, Dom had a lot going for him. He was working in crypto, and he had starting a clothing line and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, he knew that he wouldn't be able to succeed at that stuff, having to deal with her. That's my opinion. Yeah, Davion was supposed to go with somebody else, but decided to stick around. And I'm assuming to, as long as he was with Dom, he thought that maybe nothing, no argument would break out or whatever. Yeah, I'm not saying it was an accident. I think it was intentional what she did. But I think she did not think that they were gonna die. Like, I think she thought they were invincible. But with that being said, you guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. We've been here a couple hours and I've got to get up and start moving around because I'm starting to get stiff here. But I appreciate you guys coming, and I think we've learned, you guys taught me a lot today. We learned some from the cards, and let me see. Oh yeah, I showed you. I just looked over at my paper here that I wrote down video, where I showed you when she was getting arrested there and that voice came through, she killed us. It still haunts me. So, okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you guys all for coming. Thank you, mods, for being here and keeping things kosher in the chat. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. For all my returning subscribers, thank you and welcome. Always good to see you. The members, always good to see you guys here. My adorable, great mods. They're the best. They're the best. I've had my mods, the same mods you guys, since I started this channel. So that tells you something about not only the channel, but the mods also. We don't go through mods like some other channels. Like you never see the same mods over and over. Within a couple months, they're gone. I've had mine for over 5 years now, and I'm not about to change anytime soon. So I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you. Thank you to all the new people coming in. You guys are awesome. I'm happy to see yous, and I want to thank you for also subscribing. For everybody that does return, you guys rock. You guys are the best. Until the next time, thank you, Kate. Kate says, great live, Willow. Thank you so, so much. And my mods, you guys are top notch. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, we're going to wrap it up and I'm going to end it like I always do. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.